Hi everybody, Sean and Catherine here with Monorail Central. Today we are going to be discussing our experience at Animator's Palate aboard the Disney Wonder during our 9-night Alaskan cruise sailing in July of 2024.
Animator's Palate is located on Deck 4 aft. It is one of the 3 rotational dining restaurants on board of the Disney Wonder, and it is also available on board the Fantasy, Dream, and the Magic.
Animator's Palate celebrates the art form that is creating animated film. It highlights a lot of characters and storyboarding and prop work from Walt Disney Animation and Pixar Animation Studios. Today we're going to be focusing on the Animator's Palate menu, which is the guaranteed menu you'll get anytime you board a ship with Animator's Palate on it. On the Magic and the Wonder, there's no show associated with this, other than really a montage of events happening within Walt Disney and Pixar Animation Studios films. Sorcerer Mickey comes out at the end and does a little parade around the restaurant.
We ate at Animator's Palate on 3 nights of our 9-night cruise, and this was our first experience at Animator's Palate. To start things off with bread service, we had a garlic and herb focaccia with a roasted garlic dip. This was pretty good. I really enjoy focaccia bread. My only gripe is that I envisioned focaccia bread to be served warm, and this was not.
Focaccia can be served warm or like room temperature. This was refrigerated, and they give you the little butter balls if you're not a fan of the roasted garlic dip. And refrigerated bread and cold butter balls, they don't go very well together.
Not to knock it and say it was a horrible bread service, because it is bread and bread is good. It just wasn't my favorite.
The roasted garlic dip was pretty good. I think it's a little weird to mix it with the focaccia. Like normally I associate focaccia with like an olive oil spread. It was very good with the French rolls. Nothing to write home about. It's just a garlic dip. I would try it. If you're a vampire, I would avoid it.
For my appetizer, I had the black truffle pasta Pursiettes. These are pasta purses filled with truffle-scented cheese and coated with a delicate champagne sauce. And these are my favorite appetizer on board Disney Cruise Line. Apart from the escargot, I do really like the escargot, but these are my absolute favorite. I am always looking forward to them every time we go. All of the flavors just blend together nicely. It's just a good dish all around. If I could, and you can, order 5 servings of this at once and just have that be my dinner, I would. It's just, love the black truffle pasta Pursiettes. Can't get enough of them.
Animator's Palate is famous for these black truffle pasta Pursiettes, and quite frankly, it is criminal that Disney Cruise Line did not bring these to the Wish class of ships, because I sorely missed them when we were on the Wish the last time. It's not too overpowering of a truffle profile, which is something that a lot of truffle flavored items can definitely suffer from, the overpoweredness that it can present. And it's a nice light option too. Like, it's not gonna feel real heavy when you're done. Get the black truffle pasta. Get 2 or 3 or 17. For my appetizer, I tried something I've never had before on the Disney Cruise Line, and that is the smoked salmon tartar, which is served with dill, capers, onions, pickles, and a horseradish cream. And this was pretty good. This is really my first experience trying raw fish. I haven't even tried it in sushi. I figured Disney Cruise Line, probably a safe bet to try it, because if I don't like it, I can just get something else. And this was pretty good. All the flavors that were mixed in, and even everything that was on top of the little tartar disc, all the flavors just blended together perfectly. The salmon was fresh. It was one of the better salmon dishes we had on our sailing. The cucumbers that they came with were fresh, nice and crisp and refreshing. Horseradish cream wasn't too strong. Catherine was too chicken to try it.
I am adventurous when it comes to trying foods on Disney Cruise Line and at Disney World and at Disneyland. However, raw anything is where I draw the line, so I did not.
But if you're going to be adventurous, this is a good dish to start with.
Absolutely. Now for my soup, I had the baked potato and cheddar cheese soup, and this came with bacon bits and chives on top, and this was a hug in a cup. It was so good. It was nice and warm, and it made me feel good.
The baked potato soup is, again, another staple of Animator's Palate. As far as potato soups go, this is good. You're not going to find like the big chunks of potato in it like you would find anywhere else.
It's really good. I can't recommend it enough. Really good.
For my soup, I had the creamy butternut squash soup garnished with chives and drizzled with sour cream. This This was good. I can get comparable butternut squash soups around here where we live. Sour cream didn't really add anything to it. I'm not really a fan of sour cream anyway. I don't really have much to say about the butternut squash soup. When you think of butternut squash soup, this is what it is. It's nothing special. For our first entree this night, we had the Ginger-Teriyaki dusted Angus beef tenderloin, which was served on wasabi mashed potatoes with bok choy and a tamarind barbecue reduction. It wasn't a bad steak, it just wasn't a memorable steak. The tamarind sauce didn't really taste like
It didn't really add anything. The bok choy was overcooked and wilted. It wasn't that great. Carrots were carrots, like...
They were undercooked.
Yeah, but it wasn't terrible. Like, that's the thing. It wasn't terrible.
It's just not something that I would expect out of a filet mignon dish. Highlight of this was the wasabi mashed potatoes.
Those were excellent.
Those were good. And it's not hot wasabi. It's just kind of like essence of wasabi. It's more horseradishy than it is wasabi.
Yeah, it wasn't a well-rounded dish. The flavors went together pretty nicely.
We ordered it medium rare. It came out medium rare, but that's about all it had going for it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad by any means. It just
didn't wow us.
I'd rather have a different main than this one.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't order this one again.
Yeah. For our next entree, we had the herb crusted pork chop, which is a roast pork chop brushed with Dijon mustard and crusted with herbed breadcrumbs, served with sun-dried tomato risotto and a Barolo wine sauce. And this was probably the first and only time I've ever had a juicy pork chop on a Disney Cruise Line ship.
I'm not a fan of pork chop, so I'm gonna let Catherine steal the show here.
I truly enjoyed this dish. The asparagus was good. There was still a good crunch to it. It still blended nicely with the flavors. I really, really enjoyed the Dijon mustard glaze with the breadcrumbs on the pork chop. It didn't feel too heavy, because sometimes when they do like a crusted like chicken or something like that, it's very easy for it to feel like you're eating crust with a little bit of meat. This was balanced perfectly. I also liked the sun-dried tomato risotto. It was a good pairing. I'm not so sure about the like tomato flavor with the Dijon mustard, with the herb breadcrumbs, with the asparagus. It was like a lot of different like acidic flavors kind of going on at the same time, but it was still good. It was still a good entree. I will probably get this when we're on the Magic in like 2 weeks.
For our final entree this night, we had the Lemon-Thyme marinated all-natural chicken breast, which was served on top of sour cream mashed potatoes, roasted root vegetables, and grain mustard jus. As far as chicken breasts go, this one again was not the best that we had.
Run-of-the-mill chicken breast.
If I'm being quite honest, I would rather take the $5 rotisserie chicken you can get at the checkout counter at Giant. Like the one with the soggy skin and everything.
The ones in the bag?
Yeah, the bagged ones, like the impulse buy ones that you get when you go to checkout.
You'd rather have that over this?
Yeah.
100% agree. It's not bad, it's chicken.
It was flavorless, really. It's supposed to be lemon-thyme marinated. I didn't get any of that. Again, this is another dish where the mashed potatoes steal the show. And there were sour cream mashed potatoes. I know I said I didn't like sour cream earlier. When it's mixed with potatoes, you can barely taste it, so it just makes them a little creamier.
I liked the chicken. I do agree that it could have had a little bit more flavor, but it's not a bad dish. I will say, however, the root vegetables were bad.
The root vegetables sucked. They were overcooked, mushy. I couldn't even tell you what the other two root vegetables were. I know there were beets, I know there were carrots. There were no potatoes. I think maybe there was yuca on here. It just tastes like baby food.
And the grain mustard jus that they add to it didn't really add any flavor. It was just kind of there, and it was okay. That was about it. Like, I'm not that crazy about it, but it is a good entree option if you're not really feeling anything else on the menu.
Like, your other two options are bolognese pasta and tuna steak, and in the past I haven't liked the bolognese pasta on any of the cruise ships that offer it, and I don't like tuna, so it was either pork, which I don't like, or chicken and steak. For our first dessert tonight, we had the crunchy walnut cake, which was dark chocolate mousse and raspberry coulis. Kind of misleading when they call it cake, quite honestly, because this was just chocolate and walnut mousse and like a little raspberry foam thing.
Yeah.
I feel like walnuts and chocolate, I mean, it's not a bad option.
No, not at all.
Just don't call it cake.
No, it's definitely not cake. It's like chocolate mousse on top of a bed of walnuts.
And it's not even like a flourless cake either.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally just mousse. You can see the texture in the picture.
Yeah, it's not bad, it's just not a cake.
I felt misled.
Yeah, but I did think that the chocolate mousse is one of my favorite desserts. I love chocolate mousse. It did pair very nicely with the walnuts. It paired very well with the raspberry. It was a well-balanced, well-rounded dish. It just is not cake, but definitely a good dessert option. For our next dessert, we had the chocolate fudge cheesecake, which is a creamy vanilla cheesecake with a chocolate fudge base. And this was really good. I really enjoyed this. I think this was probably my favorite dessert of the night.
Mm-hmm.
I really like cheesecake. And the cheesecake paired with like the actual chocolate cake. The texture was amazing. The flavors went together so nicely. I like the little rolled up chocolate thing that they do on this dish. And the little drops are like raspberry. So everything paired together, I keep saying this, everything paired together so nicely. It tasted great, an excellent dessert option.
For our next dessert, we had the warm sticky date pudding, which was served with a butterscotch sauce, vanilla ice cream, and a phyllo crunch. And this is really good. Sticky date pudding is served warm. It's like more like a traditional English pudding, so it has like this date juice in it that's really savory. It's a savory dessert, I would say. Mixed with the butterscotch sauce and the vanilla ice cream that adds some sweet notes to it. If you like savory desserts, this was really good. However, the phyllo crunch that they said they served with this, which is underneath the vanilla ice cream, that's not phyllo. Phyllo, if you're familiar with it, it's almost like a pastry that's just crust, and it's really flaky, it's very brittle, so it falls apart. This was just more like a crostini, like a little bruschetta bread. Definitely tasted sweet, like phyllo does.
I do not like sticky date pudding. I'm very much a sweet dessert person, not a savory dessert person. So I did not try this, but Sean finished this off. If he has room to finish off an entire dessert, that's how you know it's good.
Oh yeah, this was good.
And our last dessert of the night was the specialty dessert, which was the lemon icebox pie. And this is served with lemon curd and berry creme. And wouldn't you know, there's no berry creme on the plate. There's 2 dollops of raspberry though.
I feel like the berry creme was supposed to be what was supporting this little tiny green white chocolate disc thing.
Yeah.
And they just forgot.
It was good. I don't typically like lemon desserts, but this had a really nice lemon flavor without being too acidic and sour. I really did enjoy this one.
This is another one of those signature staples of Animator's palette. The lemon icebox pie has been around for as long as I can remember. My only gripe with it is I don't think it's lemony enough. I think it's more key limey than it is lemon flavored. My sense of style when it comes to lemon flavored desserts is like a Krispy Kreme lemon donut. That's what I'm expecting out of lemon, but it's not like acidic and sour. It's like very sweet.
Tart.
Yeah, it's sweet and tart. It's very creamy. This is definitely more akin to key lime pie, in my opinion, than it is to lemon pie. Still good. Definitely, when you're at Animator's palette, get the lemon icebox pie.
Absolutely.
Manage your expectations, though. I'm very picky when it comes to lemon desserts. So, that is our review of the Animator's palette main menu aboard the Disney Wonder. Another case of appetizers stealing the show, mediocre entrees, and desserts made up for the bad entrees.
There's some standouts on this menu. The black truffle pasta, the baked potato soup, the pork chop is surprisingly really good.
If you enjoyed this dining review, please be sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to Monorail Central for more Disney Cruise Line, Walt Disney World, Disney Vacation Club, and Walt Disney World Monorail Project content.
Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all real soon.